Well, in this week's edition of Catch the Feeling, Jiminy DeSwain introduces us to a photographer and cinematographer who brings underwater images to life.
It is fitting that the water's edge would be the place we found 22-year-old Andre Musgrove. He's a Bahamian photographer and cinematographer whose underwater work is striking. One of his recent photographs caught the eyes of officials at the National Geographic.
The photo itself was actually, I was on a trip in another family island, and it was after like a long day of following this school of eagle rays around. That's the animal displayed in the photo, a spotted eagle ray. And it just happened to finally, it was probably like the last dive for the day before we had to leave, and there was just this eagle ray, and I told my friend David just to dive down, like, let's see if we get a shot. And I wasn't able to even dive down as deep as I wanted to because it was moving so fast, so that's why I got the shot from above, but it turned out to work out pretty well. So I submitted the photo into a weekly competition the National Geographic's host called Nat Geo Your Shot, and it was selected by one of the editors to be put in a pool of photos that they have, like, they select 12 images, and then from those 12, they let the public select which one they think deserves to win, basically.
Andre explains he got into capturing underwater images and film through his love for the ocean, and the fact that he's a free diver who spearfished with his father just makes it all the more fun. And the camera just became a hobby that merged into art.
Most of the photos that I put out is my personal work, my personal projects. I plan to possibly sell as some like limited edition prints and so forth. And I do, of course, do client work for photography and also for the underwater cinematography. So it varies since I freelance, so it always changes, but always focusing on underwater.
Ultimately, he says he just wants to expose the beauty of the Bahamas.
I just enjoy being in the water, and also I enjoy, since we're in the Bahamas, I live and from the Bahamas, I just like to basically show off like what we have here in the Bahamas, to show the world that like it is better here for real. And I enjoy to shoot like unique concepts on the water, with free divers, interacting with the marine life there, especially with sharks, to help change the negative perceptions of sharks, so people could see them in a positive light.
And if you're wondering if those images have filters,
I don't use like Photoshop for any of my images, so I shoot it until I get it exactly, or as close as possible exactly to what I want it to be like. Working with marine animals in the marine environment, there's certain things you can't predict because they're still wild animals, but when those natural moments occur, it's awesome.
Well, there you have it, Andre Musgrove, a wonderful photographer and cinematographer. Look out for his work. I'm Jiminy DeSwain for this week's edition of Catching the Feeling.